You're watching Tea with Katriel, a Hard Vibes Media production. Tea with Katriel, Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Welcome everyone to the show. I am your host, Katriel, and you're watching Tea.
Last week on Tea with Katriel.
Either making love or just having fun. But after a while, I could hear, smashing of things, thudding on the walls. And I was like, you know what, babe, I'm going to call you back because I don't think this is what I thought it was anymore. So before I, could get to the room, Ruth Matiti ran out, went to the kitchen, brought out a knife. So immediately John, chased after her. She took the knife, she stabbed him. Like John was bleeding profusely every.
Stay tuned as we continue the conversation on Tea with Katriel. Enjoy this beautiful song from late Pastor Beloved John.
Almighty God, that's who you are. Ancient of days, from age to age, Lord, you've never changed. Gini kangenyegi, maka ihe meremo. If I have 1,000 tongues, it will never be enough. If I give you all I have, it will never be enough. If I climb the highest mountain, it will never be enough. Narekele, narotuto, chimo, you are worthy of my praise.
Okay, so is that the recording is that from the incident that you have the recording?
What happened was, you see, I'm a media person, and I understand the power of what a recorded document can do. So what I decided to do was, they were all, it was all happening in, split second, and the best thing I could do was, Beloved John was already hitting the knife away from her to hit her. He also, beat her up after she stabbed him. And I was trying to don't do don't, and she just didn't listen.
Here's an audio clip of late Pastor Beloved John after the confrontation with his wife, Ruth Matete.
Relationship is different from marriage. It's either you make it work or you leave. See blood, see my blood look at my blood everywhere on the floor. See how she's doing innocently. Boss. You need to see the demon that comes out of her.
Boss.
When she starts what?
Brother.
Jesse, go and sleep.
I can't sleep like this.
Go and sleep.
I will not sleep like this.
Let her leave. Let her go to her father's house.
Brother.
Will you be here forever? You won't be here forever now. This is what I've been enduring for the past 2 years.
Fine. I took my phone. I went to, once I pressed this 3 times, there's this preset I have on my phone. So I had my headphones on. So I just pressed it 3 times and rolled it, and I kept it in. So it automatically start recording audio. So I dragged Ruth Matip because after Beloved John beat her up, it threw her outside. And it was a cold night. Kenya is not normally cold, but it was really, really cold that night because it finished raining it finished raining. So it was really, really wet and cold. So I actually dragged her inside the house into one of the other bedroom and took some clothes that I knew was in their bedroom and some blankets, and I gave it to her but you shouldn't do this. She was whispering. I told him I didn't want to get married. I told him I didn't want to get married, but he said he wanted it that it to make them look good, blah, 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 this and that. I'm like, but you didn't have to stab him. The
So
next day I
wait,
went to John. Yeah.
so wait. She told him initially that she didn't want to get married, but
Yeah, she did.
they
She
married
see
for the
to
wrong
God who
reason.
made me. Yes. So it was for a wrong reason, really. So I went to John and I was like, okay, why would you beat her up? Even if she stabbed you, dude, what's wrong with you? You're the man. And though I was trying to be defensive, protective rather of Ruth, like whatever action she did, she didn't really deserve that. Also, I was just in between, and in between, it's like in the Nigerian word, But I didn't envisage that stab was going to, happen. And I did that recording because if anything had gone wrong that night, the media and the Kenya government will be quick to say, oh, two Nigerian boys,
Right.
men came into their country to kill their own daughter.
Right.
So that was the only saving grace that I had, that, okay, whatever happens, I can play this stuff over to them and see, this is what happened that night. I just couldn't start filming. It's unethical to start filming So after that, I recorded and I was scolding in my audio. I didn't edit anything. You could hear it loud and clear. I was scolding John like, you didn't have to do it. And John was putting it to me that this is not the first time she's been doing that. She has been physically abusing John for several times. So I decided that, you know what, this has to stop. So I even still have another recording. People do not know. I still have another recording of the following day when I spoke to both of them, and they were like, they were sorry. It happened in front of me. I was like, are you kidding me? You're sorry it happened in front of me, or
It
you
shouldn't
should be
happen at
sorry
all.
it should have. Yes, I say you should be sorry it shouldn't have happened at all. So they were like, they're sorry, and they would like to make it private, that they will know how to sort it out. I'm like, please get your shit together. Or would you want me to go to the media to start reporting? It doesn't look good. So you're like, no, I should, so I decided to respect it. I have it on record. Even Ruth's voice. People were like asking why on his page, like, while I knew this, why didn't I speak up? I didn't speak up because I respected their privacy. They said they wanted to keep it private, and I decided to keep it private.
Okay, so now what I want you to talk about now is the incident that led to John's death. He died.
Fantastic.
I think you said March 30th he died.
Well, he was in the ICU. The accident happened on March 30th, but it was in the ICU till April 6th before he gave up the ghost. And that also was just another crazy, bizarre thing that happened. So it was in the gas accident happened, and I was told on April 2nd that, Ruth Martinez, because I was chatting him up like, what's up, bro? We're supposed to do something together that period. They were having a concert. Jimmy the psalmist was about to come. So I was following up on him, and I was supposed to do some sort of flyers and promotional materials for them. So they asked, so John was asking me, what have I done? The schedule we had. So I was like, dude, reply your messages. And the next thing was, he wasn't replying. So I called, like, what's up? I'm trying to talk to John, and this stuff is time bound. I need to. She like, John had an accident, a gas accident, a gas explosion.
Wow.
And I said, okay, a gas explosion. Okay, were you together? She said, no. I said, okay, just calm down. Where is he? He said they've rushed him to the hospital. I said, okay, fantastic. That means can he talk? She's like, no, he can't talk. But she will make sure that once he can, she's going to get back to me. I said, fantastic. Let me know. The next, what happened next was, that was April 2nd, she told me. Then I called her again, like, can I speak with John? At least put it on video, let me speak with him. They're like, he's trying to take some rest right now. He won't be able to talk. He can't do this, he can't do that. I said, okay, that's fine. So apparently she was also cutting off people, because she created a WhatsApp group and messaged everyone, all the people that were financing their ministry, because they both went into the ministry together, which was like in February.
Yes.
They went into ministry together,
Mm-hmm.
and they mentioned she sent a message, broadcast message to all of them, seeking for financial funds, that her husband is in the ICU right now, that she needs all the support right now so that they can cater to his medical bills and the rest. Now, people raised about, to what I heard, confirmed news, because from one of the sources that even sent money, she showed me a screenshot of how much she transferred to that to Ruth's account. They raised over 300,000 Kenyan shillings.
That's how much in naira or dollars?
In naira, is 3 times Nigerian money, so that's like close to 900,000, close to 1 million naira in Nigeria, in Nigerian currency, that they raised for her within, like they say, it was not even up to 3 days. They raised that money for her because Pastor Beloved John was involved.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Society Today's Show, presented by Hard Vibes TV.
Deep-seated prejudice as a result of historical data for whatever reason, and until we realize that we can't keep going back to the place if we want to make progress.
Society Today's Show.
And we all have to work together as one.
A Hard Vibes Media production, bringing communities together, discussing real issues with real people in today's world.
Ruth, instead of that, took him away from the hospital where he was, took him to another hospital, a cheaper hospital. Then now went to buy paint to repaint the house.
Oh, what do you mean repaint the house? Where the accident
repainted,
happened?
yes, where the accident happened.
Okay.
She went to repaint the house.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you have details of where exactly the gas explosion or whatever, where exactly the house happened?
She claimed that Beloved John was trying to depressurize a gas that they just filled. So he took it outside the balcony to depressurize. In her own story, in her own words, Beloved John tried to depressurize the gas outside the balcony. So some of the clothes that were hanging outside, the gas entered into them. Then he took it to the kitchen. The kitchen is just opposite the balcony. So you walk about, say, 13 steps to get to the kitchen. So when he tried lighting the gas, after he connected it, that thing exploded. And I felt it didn't make any sense. I've been to that house before. I know everywhere in that house. The balcony is an open air balcony. So if it's depressurizing the gas is a vapor. It will vanish, it will evaporate into the air. And him bring it in, connecting it, then light it, and it exploded. Something is not right somewhere. That was when I started having my doubts.
So, I don't want us to make any assumption, but given the fact that there's a history of domestic violence and physical assault, do you think that maybe at some point they had an altercation that led to this incident?
Oh, no. It's not, do I think? Oh, I have verified sources that gave me the information, who are not just Nigerians, they are Kenyans, for God's sakes. In the same estate where they're living, mentioned, they were at each other's neck. An evening before that. Yes. An evening before that.
So basically, they did have an altercation that led to this accident.
They had yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Okay.
So the story just didn't tally, and I felt, you know what? And the next thing is she was like, I should just try and stay safe, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she can't even. Okay, so on April 6th, she just called me. She called me and said, oh, Jesse, oh my God, my husband is gone. No, he's dead. I'm like, excuse me? He said, what? April 2nd, he told me he was in the ICU. And meanwhile, he was actually in the ICU before April 2nd. He was in the ICU April 30th, that evening. So someone in ICU on April 2nd, she logged into beloved John's phone and posted a picture of both of them, or posted a picture and said, "Oh, thank you, Ruth Matete, for being a wife and not a knife."
Right, but he was already in ICU.
He was already in ICU.
So
How would someone in ICU have the opportunity to press, to get on their phones to do that? Not even to call his family members and say, "You know what, dude, I'm messed up right now. I'm in the hospital." Every person that was in that circle that knew Pastor Beloved John, that heard about the accident, tried to reach him. But the thing is, Ruth was always just saying he's doing well, he's going to be all right. We just need your prayers, your financial support, he's going to be all right. She never allowed anyone to see him.
Right. And she was posting on his social media account.
Yes,
was okay,
with Beloved John accounts. Yes.
Okay. Is there any investigation that was done that would to find out what exactly happened in Kenya or the Nigeria? Was Nigeria embassy involved in any way? Any help?
Yes. So immediately I found that out. I immediately wrote to the ambassador in Nigeria over there, and I told them, "Oh, I have some evidence that you guys can use to start an investigation." I sent them the audio clips. I sent them the when I was in Kenya. I sent them my details, while I stayed there, and when I was supposed to leave, I left. And I told them of his wife and the kids here in Nigeria. And I also told them because that particular day, the following morning, I snapped pictures of the blood stains everywhere. I did. So I sent it to the ambassador. I said, "Please, this story this lady said, I don't believe is totally true. I just need her to come out and say whatever happened. But whatever story she fabricated, I do not believe it." I only now started asking, "Can she just come out and just answer questions?" I didn't even accuse her. I said, "This story doesn't make any sense. Just come out and just say the truth. Whatever has happened, it has happened." And the next thing is she deleted her social media because a lot of people started commenting and the rest. So I decided that, she shot herself in the leg. She went off social media. She deleted all her social media accounts. And it was a social media frenzy over there. A lot of people were like, "Oh, she committed social media suicide. She shouldn't have done that. If she didn't really have something to hide, why would she do all that? Why did she go and start painting the house?" So eventually, I wrote to, they called them the DCI, Director of Investigation something in Kenya. I wrote to them also because they're like the units responsible for homicide and investigation. I wrote to them, copied the ambassador also. And I wrote a proper letter and telling them, introducing who I was, and they picked it up from there. So they launched an investigation. First, they sealed the house. So eventually they now started investigating. They now found out that it was a little gas container, 5 kg gas. She said exploded. That stuff didn't even look like it even leaked. The gas didn't even look like it leaked. It's on his page, Mr. Beloved John's page. And you could see the gas when those investigators came to pick up the gas for investigation. Nothing exploded.
There was no burns on the gas. It looks clean.
Nothing at all.
So there is a high chance that Mr. Beloved John was lighted.
I strongly believe that. Though I do believe also that maybe she didn't want him to die. Maybe she was just trying to, in that anger process, did what she did. Because in the video, in the audio clip, you could hear Beloved John saying that this is how she is. That she will act like she doesn't know anything or whatever has happened. Oh, she will become so sober afterwards.
Right.
So that happened, and the investigation carried on for several times because she said she wanted to bury him just immediately after he died. She said she wanted to bury him that same week. I said, no. This was not going to happen, not on my own watch. See, I did what I did, putting my own life at risk, putting my family's life at risk. But you see, if my life was at risk for the truth to be unveiled, I think it will be the last respect I'll pay to him.
Right.
And that was why I did what I did. Eventually, the investigation went on, and when he was pronounced dead, the ambassador, Nigerian ambassador, apologies, Nigerian ambassador told the hospital they should not bury beloved John. His body should be in that morgue until investigation has been completed.
Right, but was that done though?
Yes, it was. So the Nigerian ambassador, I really give kudos to Nigerian ambassador wherever they are in the world. Really, that action alone was what brought about uncovering so many stories here and there about roots, mental issues, backgrounds, and the rest. And it's just so unfortunate that beloved John got involved with the wrong person at the wrong time also.
So with the investigation, what did they conclude happened?
Okay, so eventually the family over there in Kenya got a Kenyan who is a friend to the father to be like their chief a pathologist. The pathologist came and started saying that it was 60-degree burns that he incurred that killed him. I said no problem, because I actually I had a private investigator also over there to try and do the same thing. So they were all there because the very first time they were supposed to do the postmortem, which I asked for. The only set of people that were there early in the morning was Ruth's family and the chief pathologist that were there. They already got there very early in the morning. They were just trying to look for a way to cover the truth. Eventually, my investigator was there, is what they told him. He said they didn't allow him to do much. I said, you know what, no problem. Just it was painful for me though. It was just painful for me that I was not in Kenya, to be honest. It was just painful.
So this is a perfect story of how people get, their lives taken short. A lot of people, women is on the rise, but
yes,
men also do.
Yes,
being victims of
you see, men keep quiet because of what people might say.
Ego.
They don't want to be seen as weak. But you don't understand that you dying inside doesn't even make you strong in the first place.
Right.
So
but you can't really protect someone who's always hurting.
Who doesn't want to? Yes.
Right.
Wow. Who doesn't want to be protected? So that was just what happened. That eventually, after a long period, it was buried just last month. Can't remember what date that is again. It was buried. Apparently, the family here in Nigeria also were some pain in the butt, because while we were trying to get beloved John's body over to Nigeria, we found out that it was a bit difficult because of the COVID situation in both countries. So we didn't allow them to treat it as a COVID case, because it's clearly not a COVID case. So you can't just bury him, like mass burying the COVID patients like they were doing over there. They had to give him a proper burial. But the family over here were saying that they believe whatever Ruth Matete said. However, even after evidences came out saying that okay, there were falsified stories here and there. Even the marriage certificate that beloved John, the divorce certificate, was forged.
Oh, he forged the divorce certificate?
Yes. Beloved John did that himself. See, I'll tell you the truth.
Wait, hold on. So you see, when we're talking about what we see on social media, not everything that you see on social media is true. And a lot of people did not know that he was married with.
No, nobody knew. Yeah.
Right? So that's why, we as a society, we have to be really careful, individuals, what we get ourselves involved in and do things the right way.
True.
Having a family and then going to marry another person and then falsifying it. And you're at the forefront as a minister. That was I think that was an error on his part.
Yes.
But I don't think anybody deserves to die.
Yes.
Out
Just
of,
for
like because you're in love with somebody or because
Yeah.
you're attached. I don't know how to put it. So it's unfortunate that this news never got to Nigeria, though.
Yeah, we never got to the media space. You see, over here, it's as sad as it is. The corruption here has eaten deep. So that such stories are meant to be aired first to let people understand that if you're hurting or you're in an abusive relationship, please speak up. But you see, Nigeria, everybody just wants a bite of what you can financially drop for them. Everyone looking at their financial gain. What can they gain from it financially? Not just about the emotional help it to cater to other, people that might be in similar situations. Many of them were like, okay, give me something. We'll put it on the first. I'm like, what, dude? If this is the reason why you're going to do this, then don't bother. So the only thing Ruth Matete could not control was his fan page, because I created that page for John.
Right.
So that was the only thing. And I found that immediately so many people were writing, commenting, trying to, after she deleted her social media, she went on, messages on his personal Facebook and started deleting people and deleting messages off, block you if you say no, if you say something that is contrary to what, like you're not in support of what of her actions, she'll just block you, she deletes you. So that's why I went, I just had to publish it via his fan page. And it's crazy how on a normal day, his music doesn't even get up to 5,000 views. And immediately his death, we have over 100,000,
right?
About 300,000 views in just 2 weeks.
Right.
It's so sad. And for me, I just want everybody to lend their voice. If you're hurting anywhere in the world, see, no relationship deserves to take your life.
At all.
No relationship deserves to take your life. Love is blind, but love can actually see also.
Yes, there's dangerous
we
love.
We are only blind to our flaws, but it's not that we'll not be blind to the abuse. We shouldn't. Right. I don't think anyone deserves to lose their life. And it's just so sad and unfortunate that beloved John, a friend, a brother, a father to beautiful children, a boy and a girl. So I was asking him, what are you looking for? Fame? But God knows best. I decided to hang my, whatever happened, because at some point my family told me, what, Jesse, you have done the best you can as a brother, as as a friend, as a record label executive, as his boss. But just, I think it's time to step back, you see. And his own family were not coming forth. So, I mean, it was more like it got to the desk of Abike Dabiri, who is Mrs. Abike Dabiri, apologies, who happens to be the minister in charge of the Nigerians in diaspora. It got to her desk. Some other, influential people here in Nigeria tried pushing it, but pushing it while the family was saying something else was pointless.
Yes.
So it's like, what's your problem when the family is saying they don't want to push this, and that was just what.
It's sad. It's sad, like you said, that after his death, all the struggle to make it as a music artist, now he's not alive to see. I mean, I guess we really have to be careful about the things we pursue in this life, because some things we're chasing after, you just might not see it, you just might not see. And that's very sad that after his death, his music kind of went viral. Like you said, people are starting to know about him, and people like you and I that know him, we're just like, okay, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, it would have been nice to see him celebrate that, his songs or his work is getting recognized for the talent, the gift that he has. But I mean, we don't know why this happened, but for someone to die 6 months after your wedding, it could all be prevented. So for everyone out there who, like he said, like Mr. Jesse said, if you're going through some sort of abusive relationship, you're not married yet, it's time to reconsider if you really want to be involved. Because when you get married, it's definitely going to get worse.
Worse.
Definitely, it will get worse. And love is not supposed to hurt you to the point where you lose your friends, you lose your family, you lose everything, your finances, you're hurting, you're bleeding, you have no control of your life. It's relationships is partnership. It's partnership.
Yes, it is.
It's you're meshed together, and it's sad that he was protecting her and trying to restore her. But the truth of the matter is that, like you said, healing had to take place 100% first for her. And she had to be in that place mentally to want to be involved in something so serious as marriage in order for it to make it work. And with the anger, the rage, emotional, we don't know what emotional trauma she's experienced.
She's been through,
from childhood, and how she's dealing with it, her coping mechanisms or strategies she's using. And if she's not able to emotionally regulate herself, then how can you handle a relationship,
marriage? Yes,
a roller coaster sometimes. So we just pray for his soul, that he will be in the bosom of the Lord or wherever he is. Just it's sad that he had to go this way, and we hope that to those victims who are victims of domestic violence that have lost their lives and nothing was being done to in terms of justice, we pray for justice for them as well.
Amen.
And we're asking that he's already in the grave now. He's gone back to Gulf. They buried him in the land of Kenya, so there's really nothing that can be done. But we want this to be an example that just as women get abused, men too do get abused. But because of the idea in society about a man's ego, about not being a man, that idea of patriarchy, like you have to be strong, that idea of blocking your emotions, they don't talk about it, but a lot of men do go through abuse in relationships as well. So it's time for us to be alert, educate ourselves, check on that loved one, check on that social media friend that you connected with once in a while and say hello. Life is short. Everything is vanity, basically.
Yes, it is.
We're chasing after dreams, but at the end of the day, when you go down to dust, that's it.
That's it. That's the final. That's the final. Only God satisfies whatever anyone is looking for, anyway.
Exactly. So, Wow. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Interview about details about what happened with beloved John.
And this is the very first time I've been sharing these details. Like,
right. Right. And that's a lot of courage and guts, because I know this is a risk for you and your family and your loved ones because of the threats to stay away from the matter. But we know that nothing's going to happen to you by the grace of God, hoping that everybody can hear about this and get educated on the matter, that domestic violence is real. It's a serious matter. People are dying daily. Children are dying daily. Adults are dying daily due to domestic violence. So let's try and do better. Thank you, Mr. Jesse, for coming on.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
And that was it, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this special episode. We had the full gist of what happened. The tea was spilled. The beans was spilled about what happened. This was an exclusive interview. He has never spoken about this to anybody, about what was really happening in the home of beloved John and Ruth Matete. My heart goes out to the widow, Ruth Matete. I mean, it's not an easy thing to have the struggle of mental health. Almost 90% of the population around the world struggles with mental health, but it depends on how we're able to treat it, how we're able to handle it, and the kind of support that you're getting. And for everyone who is struggling one way or the other, it doesn't matter the degree of the stressors you're having in life, you need to seek help, and healing is very important before you get involved in anything that would emotionally or mentally destabilize you. You have to make sure that you're prepared to get back into that game, whether it be in a relationship or marriage or whatever it is that will cause you off track. So let's say our prayers to the families of Pastor Beloved John. I hope his soul rests in peace, and I'll see you around. See you next week. Bye.
Lord, your name is lifted high, far above the earth. You're seated on the throne. For you walked upon the sea and calmed the stormy sea, and you gave me victory. Wewe ni Bwana, wewe ni Bwana, wewe ni Bwana, wewe ni Bwana. Lord, your name is lifted high, far above the earth, seated on the throne. Yeah, for you walked upon the sea, calm the stormy sea, calm the stormy sea, gave me victory. Wewe ni Bwana, Mungu wetu. Wewe ni Bwana, Alpha and Omega. Wewe ni Bwana, for you make the blind to see, you made the lame to walk, and gave us victory. Wewe ni Bwana, you are Lord of everything. Wewe ni Bwana, and you raised the dead, made the blind to see. You alone are God. You alone are God. Hallelujah. We give you praise, Jesus. You are holy. You are mighty, Jesus. Yeah. We lift your name on high. Whoa, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Wewe ni Bwana, wewe